All right, welcome, amazing mamas. This is the Amazing Mama. I am your host, Marie Benson. Thank you for being here. You're in the right place at the right time. Today we are on episode 15. Who are you now? What do you want, and what do you want to be? So everything I talk about right now is I want every mom to be successful. Right? I want every mom to be successful in their mamahood, and in if they have a second calling, like I want to encourage you, start a side hustle, start a business. Yeah. Okay. So who are you now? What does this mean? Okay. Really what I want you to do, what we're going to do today is we're going to walk through a little bit of an exercise, whether you want to take this challenge or not. Okay. But the whole idea is if there is something that you want, if there's a dream or like seriously, magic wand, like what would be awesome right now? $1 million? Would that be awesome? Yeah, why not? That would be life changing. And isn't that exciting? Like thinking about that, like, yeah, if I just got $1 million, holy Moses, I could do this. I wouldn't worry about this. I had be stress free about this. I could do this, blah, 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 blah. So much. And that opens up the possibilities. So instead of saying like things like, living in scarcity and saying like, well, that will never happen or I can't do this, like, why not start asking yourself, how? Right? How? But forget that for a second, right? Because it's not always about money. Like something I've always wanted to do was be a writer, like a published writer, like a best-selling writer. And so I finally realized, you know what? I probably should write. Yeah. So what I was before, let's see. I was someone who was on the struggle bus, working the 9 to 5 job. Wasn't thinking that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I thought I was a career gal, right? I thought I was. Thought I had worked hard for where I was at. I was one of the first people in my family to even finish college, like get my bachelor's degree, master's degree. That was like unheard of. All right. But I did it anyways, right? Because I've seen people do it. I knew it could be done. What's the problem, right? And the same is true for any of your dreams. There are moms all the time that, live in abundance, don't work, live in abundance. Maybe they have to have a second calling and have a second, dive into some kind of entrepreneurial thing, but they do it because it happens. It's doable, right? So anyways, once upon a time, I was a mom that thought she wasn't going to be a stay-at-home mom. And then the baby was born and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't go back. I did, of course, go back, and it was the most miserable thing. And I'm like, this can't. And honestly, I didn't know at the time when the baby was born that I wasn't going to, that I was going to resign from my career. I did not know that at the time. I was more like, I don't want to go back. But I'm like, okay, I have to because that's all I knew. But then when I went back, it was like the worst feeling in the entire world. And I could have said well, I just have to live in this. I just have to be miserable. Nothing else can change. But I wasn't. Luckily, I had a mind to ask questions. And I'm like, okay, how can I make this better? How can I make this work? And some advice that really helped me was well, work's always there. You can always come back. So if it doesn't work out for after 6 months, a year, whatever, they're right. Yeah, okay, take that off the list. Not scared about that. Second thing is, could I do something else? A second calling? Yes. And that's what I'm doing, okay? But anyway, so the person I was before was a mom that was on the struggle bus, who had dreams, who had hopes, a second calling, not just I wanted to lean into my mamahood, but I also wanted to answer a second calling of my authentic self and something that I wanted for myself. Yes, I wanted to help my family, but I wanted to be able to have that independent thinking, something like that. I wanted something more than mamahood, or in addition to it. It's not more, it's an addition to it. All right. And that's who I was. I was struggling. A mom that wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but also be financially wealthy. Nothing wrong with that. That's who I was, right? So at the time, that was my now. And what did I want? I wanted to do all those things. And then who do I want to be? Well, I want to be a best-selling writer. I want to be a successful entrepreneur. Are you writing every day? Do you have an EIN number? Do you have your business name? I didn't. And then I did. Okay? So this is what it's all about. It's all about more. I'm always encouraging you. Okay. Like there's a lot of moms that feel like they lose themselves, understandably, right? Because mamahood is a full-time job. Being a mom is a full-time job. And it's like you feel like you forget yourselves. But just remember, moms, like even the hard times, these times, being like the mom, like, taking care of a little one, it doesn't last forever. It really doesn't. And that's both good and sad, right? But anyways, what I want you to do, here's the exercise I want you to do. I want you to think about what you want. I just did a little course on this myself, and I'm like, it refreshed me. Like, although I have done these things before, you can't hear this stuff enough, right? You can't hear it enough. You can't do it enough because like in the past, maybe you didn't really do it. Nothing happened. All right. But hopefully now something will happen because you will do it. What you need to know is there's work to be done. It doesn't have to be hard, but there are things to be done. Like again, like if I want to be a writer, I have to write. Is writing hard? Yes. I think any writer will tell you that it can be hard. They love it, but it's a passion, right? You love being a mom, but that's hard. All right. So anyways, who do you want to be? What are your dreams? So right now, take the time, pause this video. It's only going to last for another 5 minutes, right? Because you're a mom. You got mom time. You got to respect that. You got to work with that. Don't burn yourself out. Okay? So write down 20 dreams, desires you want. Wants, wannabes, things. Could be things you want. Maybe you want a boat. Maybe I want a boat. Somebody like worked it for me and took care of it. Or can I rent a boat? I'll rent it. Maybe I'll rent it. I don't want to take care of it. But you know what I mean. Okay. I do want $1 million. I'm not going to be apologetic about that either. If you want one, great. All right. So 20 things. Step one. Step two, what kind of things, like this person that you want to become or these things that you want, are you doing the things to get there? Again, like I gave the example of being a writer. All right. Was I writing? So the second thing is take aligned action. And you don't have to do like everything. You just have to know the next step, right? You've heard this before. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Don't try to think about like how to do everything, how to get there. Just what's the next step? And then are you doing it? And like, I'm going to like say this right now. Nobody knows what they're doing. Not at first, right? Maybe somebody they know knows and like they've learned through osmosis, like how to do things, but nobody is born with like all the answers. You just do your best. And if the next step that you thought was the next step isn't quite it, then you keep looking and you try something new. Remember, you are the inventor of your dream life. And that means trial and error. But there's people who have done these things before you. The answer is there. You just have to go looking for it or ask for it. You have to be brave enough to do those things. Remember, bravery is doing something even though you're scared or you're not sure. Right? So the people who do things anyways, even though they don't know what they're doing, those are the people that are more likely to get to success. And that's what I want for you. Okay, so 1, dream. 2, align your actions, and just keep solving problems till you get to where you want to go, right? Yes. 3, are you becoming that person? Because that person also has habits that lead to success. And so this is what I mean by that. Maybe there's things you do or you don't do. To me, someone who is successful, they actually accomplish what they are set out to do. They don't fill their free time with or at least all of their free time with scrolling through social media, watching TV. When I go to sit down and watch, at my desk, there's a TV in here. I sometimes, automatic response is turn on the TV. Let's put on background noise. It's never background noise, right? You're always kind of distracted. At least I am. And so I asked myself the question, should I waste my time right now? Or should I do something that gets me closer to achieving and having success? And I normally pick the latter. I normally pick turn off the TV and let's get to work. Sometimes I need a break, and that's fine, but I set a timer for myself. I don't, because otherwise it's a slippery slope. You don't know what's going to happen, okay? All right. So align your actions and align your habits. Another example here. So those are things like what not to do. Maybe your goal is to be fit. So to me, like one of the habits is making time to work out or food prepping, taking the time to food prep. So those are habits to work out. Actions might be looking into like diets that work for you, like the nutrition you need to feel you what you want, right? Or maybe finding a personal trainer or figuring out what group exercises you're going to do. Pilates, whatever, cardio class, okay? So dream, align that action and habits. And the last thing is actually 3 or 4 things. Okay, I'll give you another thing. 3 is you want to have emotional mastery because resistances are going to come up, whether you create them yourselves, like self-sabotage, or they're just out there. Maybe you have people that are holding you back. You just, whatever, life gives you obstacles. I mean, that's how it is for everybody. I got news for you. But the ones that master the emotions, and it's just impossible to go through that here. Like, we can't go through it all here. We do offer this in the academy, and we'd love to have you because that's a big key. That made the difference in me not doing what I'm doing. Like, that made the difference. But it's impossible to go over in 10 minutes, okay? So yeah, like being able to work through, it's not just coping with obstacles, it's being able to work through the emotions and the obstacle that help you problem solve. And you need to do that, right? Okay? And the 4th thing is gratitude and celebration. I guess that's kind of 4 and 5. But the 4th thing that I want you to do is have gratitude. Like, don't live in a mindset of scarcity where it's like, woe's me, you're the victim, and like nothing goes your way. That's not true. Like, you have oxygen in your lungs, you've got most likely have running water. You've got it good, right? So, but any little thing, anything, and think of it as not just gratitude for like things you are thankful for, wins. And celebrate is my final suggestion. Celebrate every tiny win, and I guarantee you're gonna have more to be thankful for and to celebrate. But don't underestimate the power of a small win, right? It's all about lightening the load, mamas. So don't take things for granted, okay? I want you to be successful. I want you to be happy. You can have both those things. You have to be the one to take, to do the work, to get there, right? You could be coached all day long, but if you as the athlete, and we're athletes, mom, okay? We're athletes. You are the athlete. You have to do the work, all right? So here's to dreaming up a new life, problem solving to that new life, that new person, that new mom you want to become. You can do it. There's so many people who've already done it. I'm doing it. Let's get happy. Let's get successful. We got this. All right. Till next time, amazing mamas. I'll see you. You can come find me at amazingmama.com, at theamazingmama.com. We'll see you there. Bye for now.